Hi friends, welcome back to another video on practical penmanship. Today we're going to be talking about how to take the whole arm movement drills that we talked about in a previous video and how to apply those to handwriting. So welcome to the writing desk. Today we're going to be talking about whole arm movement and how to apply that to handwriting. If you haven't seen the video on whole arm movement, you can check it out here in the top right corner. So whole arm movement involves using the larger muscles of the arm in order to handwrite. Some of the drills that we talked about in that video were first the compact oval drill, the second drill was the slant drill, now in this style of writing, no movement comes from the fingers or the wrist, and the majority of the movement comes from the whole arm. So the larger muscles of the arm take care of a majority of the movement. So one way you can begin translating these two drills into actual letters. For example, the push-pull drill. You can begin to create humps for the letter M. The push-pull is also used in letters I and U. So we can combine these two letters. In the Palmer Method handbook on business handwriting, one of the first words he recommends you practice is the word mine. And if small movements with those larger muscles are too difficult, you can write bigger. So for example, so you can really begin to exaggerate some of the movement coming from the larger muscles in the arm. Another way to implement some of these drills, the compact oval drill translates well to the round characters, such as the letter A. So you can just practice the circular motion. Or the letter O. Or the letter C. Cell is another word that is recommended in the Palmer Method handbook. So you can see that a majority of the movement is coming from the movement of the arm rather than the movement in fingers. So just to show you a comparison, this would be an example of what movement in the fingers looks like. And this is an example of whole arm movement. So you can practice drills like this one here to start translating some of the larger movement from the slant drill. And then you can translate that movement into some smaller movements. Now what letter does that look like? So one thing that happened in my own handwriting as I began to progress is that I started to write a lot larger. So I think it's perfectly natural for you to write larger to start. And then as you begin to develop that fine motor coordination and that muscular movement, you can begin to fine tune everything so that you can get smaller. Now I've been studying a little bit of the American cursive handwriting, which is Master Penman Michael Soule's take on practical penmanship. And American cursive looks much like the Palmer method. And in his handbook, there is mention of some minute movement in the fingers and in the wrist, but a majority of the movement comes in the whole arm. And I think the combination of those three work very nicely together. It allows for less mistakes, and I think there's less of a learning curve when you implement all types of movement. But I do think it's rather important if you want to handwrite for long periods of time and keep consistent in your handwriting, that you practice drills such as the compact oval and the push-pull slant drill. This is going to allow for those larger muscles to take the reins when handwriting. And one warm-up I do to just get the arm moving before I actually start handwriting, I'll just go ahead and I'll do 10 ovals, and then I'll go ahead and do a slant drill right in the middle of that, and then I'll transition over into some smaller humps from there. And from there I'll go on and write whatever it is I'm going to write about that day. And this pen is acting up a little bit. So let's just go through a few letters in the alphabet. Let's do the letter A. There we go. So this is how you can begin to translate some of the whole arm movement into your day-to-day handwriting. If you have any questions about this content, please leave it down below. I'd be happy to answer any questions on this. And if you have any advice or anything that I've missed and you think is important, please leave it in the comment section down below. Alright friends, thanks for tuning in. That's all I have for you today. If you've stayed tuned till the end, make sure you hit that like button. And if you like today's content, make sure you subscribe. We have practical penmanship videos coming out every Tuesday. And make sure you check out the video that I made on whole arm movement. That's going to supplement the information that I've provided here today. That's all. Thanks.